The topic we have to go through today is social constructivism. I hope you have an idea about constructivism from my previous classes. The most important basis of social constructivism was laid down by a Russian psychologist come constructivist Lev Vygotsky, L. Vygotsky. He has given a new perspective in teaching learning process in the classroom. According to him, through others we become ourselves. Through others we become ourselves. That is, the child does not grow in isolation. He grows in a society with the help of parents, immediate society, peers and others. In the midst of others, a child grows. Coming to the principles of constructivism, he believed that social interaction plays a critical role in children's learning. Social constructivism explains how the interactions of individuals with their society and the world around them gives meaning to the knowledge and understandings around them. Then, knowledge is constructed in a culturally formed social setting. Cognitive skills are not determined by internal factors but are the product of activities practiced in social context. So, in social constructivism, social culture and context is very important. Then, the language plays a central role in mental development. Much of the child's learning is assisted or mediated by teachers and tools in their environment. This guidance is communicated through language. One of the man's greatest tools of development is language, and it is not just for communication. The next principle is cognitive development occurs through child's conversations and interactions with more knowledgeable others of the society or culture, MKO, more knowledgeable other. Who are called this more knowledgeable other? Someone who has a higher mental ability level than the learner. He is better with respect to a particular task, process or concept. A teacher, an adult, any peers, young persons or even computers can act as more knowledgeable other. പഠിക്കുന്ന ലേണറേക്കാൾ ഹയർ കോഗ്നിറ്റീവ് എബിലിറ്റി ഉള്ള ആരെ വേണമെങ്കിലും മോർ നോളജബിൾ പേഴ്സൺ എന്ന് പറയാം. അവരുമായുള്ള ഇന്ററാക്ഷനിലൂടെയാണ് ലേണിംഗ് നടക്കുന്നത് എന്ന് കൺസ്ട്രക്റ്റിവിസ്റ്റ് പറയുന്നുണ്ട്. സോഷ്യൽ ഇന്ററാക്ഷൻ നടക്കുന്നത് മോർ നോളജബിൾ പേഴ്സണുമായിട്ട് ചേർന്ന് ആണ്. Then dialogue plays an important role in learning. A give and take process between society and the child. Learner constructs knowledge through the continuous interaction with surrounding culture and a more knowledgeable person. So, there is a link between communication and internal thought process. Now, the social learning precedes development. Every function in the child's cultural development appears twice. First on social level and later the individual level. First between people, with others, and then in the cognitive level of the child. So social learning നടക്കുന്നത് എപ്പോഴും സോഷ്യൽ ഇന്ററാക്ഷനിലൂടെ ആദ്യം പീപ്പിൾ തങ്ങളിൽ, ആളുകൾ തങ്ങളിലും പിന്നീട് വരുമ്പോൾ സ്വന്തം കോഗ്നിറ്റീവ് ലെവലിലുമാണ് നടക്കുന്നത്. Then according to Vygotsky, The cognitive development occurs in three zones or areas. First is zone of actual development or current level. The level that the child acquires by himself or by his own effort. ഓരോ കുട്ടിയും അവരുടെ സ്വന്തം എഫർട്ടിലൂടെ എത്രത്തോളം നേടിയെടുക്കാൻ കഴിയുന്നോ ആ ഒരു ലെവലിനെയാണ് സോൺ ഓഫ് ആക്ച്വൽ ഡെവലപ്മെന്റ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. ദ ലെവൽ ദാറ്റ് ദ ചൈൽഡ് അക്വേഴ്സ് ബൈ ഹിംസെൽഫ് ഓർ വിത്തൗട്ട് ദി അസിസ്റ്റൻസ് ഓഫ് അതേഴ്സ്. Next area is the zone of proximal development, the area where a child can master a task with appropriate help and support. In other words, it is the distance between students' ability to perform a task under adult guidance or with peer collaboration and the student's ability of solving a problem independently. So ZPD means it is the different distance between students' ability to perform a task with assistance and the student's ability of solving a problem independently. So distance between these two. ഓരോ ഇൻഡിവിജ്വലിനും സ്വന്തമായിട്ട് മറ്റുള്ളവരുടെ അസിസ്റ്റൻസോട് കൂടി അല്ലാതെ ചെയ്യാൻ കഴിയുന്ന ഏരിയയും മറ്റുള്ളവരുടെ അസിസ്റ്റൻസോട് കൂടി ചെയ്തു തീർക്കാൻ കഴിയുന്ന ഏരിയയും ഇത് തങ്ങളിലുള്ള അകലത്തെയാണ് സോൺ ഓഫ് പ്രോക്സിമൽ ഡെവലപ്മെന്റ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. ആൻഡ് ദിസ് ZPD ഡിപ്പെൻഡ്സ് ഓൺ the social interaction and the assistance that the child gets. What type of social interaction the child involves and the assistance that the child gets. These two decides the ZPD of a child. From one model for the ZPD is given in the diagram. So that blue color that shows the what the student can and the orange color what the student can't. And here in between these two there is the zone of proximal development. What the student can means the zone of actual development and what the student can't means now at present the student is not able to reach up to that level. That is the zone of potential development. In between these two there is the zone of proximal development. So it is given in the diagram. Next is, as I told you, the zone of potential development. The maximum level of development one aspires to reach with the potential available but beyond reach at present. Presently, the individual is not able to reach up to that level. That area is called zone of potential development. Next is scaffolding, the most important term associated with social constructivism, providing contextual supports. The help given to cross the zone of proximal development and to reach the zone of potential development is called scaffolding. In other words, the process where the teacher continuously adjusts the level of his help in response to the learner's level of performance. That adjustment with regard to the learner's level of performance, it's called scaffolding, or the way an adult guides the child's learning through focused questions and positive interactions. In simple terms, we can say the help given to an individual in problem-based activities or in problematic situation. Who is a scaffolder? Scaffolder, any person who has a better understanding or higher ability level than the learner with respect to a particular task, process or concept. He is the scaffolder. He is the more knowledgeable other, MKO, as we learned earlier. A teacher, an older adult, peers, young persons or even computers can act as a scaffolder. Next is scaffolds. What are scaffolds? Giving information, cues, reminders, prompts, encouragements, breaking down of problems into steps, giving an example, etc. at the right time and in the right amount. All these can be called as scaffolds. Anything that helps in the process of scaffolding. Anything that gives help to the student. Providing strategic help in the initial stage of learning gradually diminishes as student gains independence. So as the student grows in the process of learning, the help given by the scaffolder may be reduced.
For example, in a constructivist classroom, a teacher gives a jigsaw puzzle and the child has a difficulty or confusion in completing it. Then the teacher instructs him to start with corner pieces and continue to the center. The child proceeds in that way and he himself completes it without the help of the teacher. So here the teacher gives help only in the first part. Later the child uses his ability to complete that puzzle. This type of help as and when needed, that is called assisting help, or we can say it is the scaffolding. Okay.
Coming to the implications of social constructivism, teachers have to provide many socially rich, meaningful activities in the ZPD of children. A knowledge of ZPD will help the teacher to identify each child's readiness to benefit from instructions. So create situations to foster their development of mental constructions. Since constructivism occurs in culture contexts, all the components of the educational process should be framed in tune with the culture of the society. Knowledge of ZPD will help the teachers to identify each child's readiness to benefit from scaffolding. Assessment methods must target both the level of actual development and the potential development. A teacher has to consider the individual's actual ability of actual development and the maximum development. Then reciprocal teaching, cooperative learning, guided instruction, etc. are effective strategies to access zone of proximal development or ZPD. The instructional design of material to be learned would be structured to promote and encourage student interaction and collaboration. Then every teacher has to target the ZPD of each child.
It can be concluded that when students learn new tasks or topics, teachers should provide models, prompts, sentence starters, coaching, feedback, etc. As they grow in competence, give less support and more opportunities for independent work. So here ends the social constructivism, and I hope you will get an idea about the social constructivism, and this is actually an important topic for learning.
Coming to the questions. First, what do you mean by ZPD? Second, briefly describe scaffolding. Third one, list any 4 principles of constructivism. So here ends social constructivism.